appealing apple art. Apples, apples are everywhere. Apples, apples, not quite a pear. Apples are so very good to eat. Apples can be a yummy treat. Apples start with the letter A. Lots of other words start that way. I like apples, morning, night. They make my smile very bright. Apples are rather good every day. That's what I'm told the doc would say. So let's celebrate apples now and make art worthy of wow! Did you know that apples come in 3 different colors? There's red, yellow, and green apples. So today you can choose what color you want your apples. I'm going to make mine green, and we're actually only going to make 1 apple. So for today's art project, you will need an apple printout, which you can find in the video description below, the colored paper of the apple that you want to make, and a green and brown marker and a glue stick. So let's get started. If you don't have a printer, you could quickly draw yourself an apple or have a teacher or a parent or a big brother or sister help you. Start with a rectangle type shape for the stem, and then put a little line under it to show where the stem connects. After that, round out, down, and you can make it a little tiny wavy, and then go around for the bottom, up a little bit, and then out to the side, coming up towards the stem again. Apples aren't a perfect circle. If you make them a perfect circle, it might look like a tomato. For the leaf, draw 2 little lines out from your stem, and then go out and round back in, and it makes a nice little leaf, and you can add a line. So that's what you can do if you don't have a printer. But for today's project, I just printed off a copy to use. You can use the one you drew, or you can use your printed copy. You'll need half a sheet of the color you want your apple to be. My apple today is going to be green. So I am folding my paper in half, and I am going to just tear it in half. If you can't tear your paper in half, you could ask for adult help, or you could use scissors to cut it. Either way is fine, or you could just use the whole piece of paper even, but we only really need half the sheet. After you get half of a sheet of the color you want your apple, then you can work on ripping it into tiny little pieces. To do this, you use one hand to pull towards you and one to push away, like that. And then you keep on ripping into tiny pieces, not too tiny, but not too big. And you want to make a nice little pile of your pieces. I'm going to rip this entire half sheet of paper into tiny little pieces to use on my apple by pulling one hand toward me and pushing the other away. So you just keep ripping. This works on what's called our dexterity skills. That's our little tiny fine motor skills that we use our fingers to create with. It's excellent help for our handwriting and other fine motor type of activities. I'm going to put this into fast forward mode as I rip up the rest of this paper. Okay, now that we have torn all that up, just push a paper to the side. Go ahead and grab your glue stick and then just put a little bit of glue in one area of your apple. Grab some of your pieces of paper that you just tore up and place them side by side on your apple. What you're going to do is fill in your entire apple with this colored paper. You want to make sure that you are not putting the glue all over on top of this colored paper, but instead either on the white apple or on the back of the colored paper. Because what can happen is glue sticks can actually bleach the color of the paper if you put it on top of your construction paper. So make sure just to glue on the white paper or on the back of your colored paper. You continue putting all of your paper, the little pieces of paper, all over that white apple until the apple is the color of your construction paper. I'm going to put it into my high speed mode again in order for you to see how I do this without taking up your creativity time. Now that we have finished filling in our apple with our construction paper, you can grab your brown marker and your green marker and color in your leaf and your stem. The leaf is going to be green, the stem will be brown. When coloring these areas in, try to stay inside the lines by maybe outlining the area first and then color slowly as you fill it in. Sometimes on my computer screen it looks like I'm working very fast because I speed up the camera so I'm not taking up your creativity time. But remember, if you work nice and slow, you'll be able to fill in that area a lot better and make it look a lot nicer so that you don't see the white of the paper shining through anymore. Now, if you did go outside the lines or you went out with your paper over top of your lines, you can easily just cut out your apple. This might also be an area that you need either a parent or an adult to help you. So cut around your apple really nice and slow, and then you can select a colored piece of paper to glue the apple to and make it look nice and neat. And the very last finishing touch is you can either write on your paper A is for apple, or in the PDF that I put below in the video description, I have an A is for apple that you can cut out and glue to your paper. Again, cut nice and slow so that it's nice and neat, and then put the glue on the back of the A is for apple sign and not on your construction paper so that your glue stick does not bleach your construction paper. And there you have it. There is your A is for apple, or your appealing apple artwork. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, be sure to press thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching.